Millions of mosquito-treated nets continue to lie in stores, with thousands of Ugandans staring at death as a result of the malaria scourge.
Yeah, malaria is one of our biggest health problems in the country. It is the biggest cause of the sickness and death in the country. It contributes to between 40 to 50% of all outpatient cases you see in the health facilities.
Dr. Albert Peter Okwi, who is the acting program manager of the malaria control program in the Ministry of Health, attributes school absenteeism to the disease.
We estimated that families spend about a quarter of their income on treating malaria alone.
As malaria continues to afflict Ugandans, such preventive methods could largely reduce death.
The first ones which everybody can do is actually making sure that you prevent the mosquitoes from biting you. Lock up your area, bedroom, so that mosquitoes do not enter. You make sure that you don't have breeding sites where mosquitoes can breed around your compound. So you make sure that there is no stagnant water around your compound. But the ones which are proven and scientific, one of them is the use of long-lasting insecticide-treated nets.
Many poor Ugandans can hardly afford mosquito nets. So when reports flitter through that the Health Ministry would deliver 21 million nets free of charge from the Global Fund as well as partners, there was a ray of hope that the country would eventually turn the proverbial corner in the fight against malaria. The Health Ministry had promised to give at least 2 Ugandans a net.
Our population censuses are not current, so we are projecting that a certain sub-count and so on, so we require this amount of nets. Then we have to do some census of the sort.
It has been really months. You knew they would come anyway. It wasn't just abrupt that, boom, here are the nets. So don't you think that some people are having malaria because somehow you could have prevented this? Somehow?
Yes. You know, malaria is a multi-pronged approach to prevent malaria. So nets are not the only intervention we do. There have been actually interventions ongoing before this mass campaign. So we have previously distributed nets in the community. As you are aware that in 2010 we gave these nets out, and the mass campaign is actually trying to replace the nets which we did in 2010.
According to the World Health Organization, a net should not be used for more than 3 years.
True, the nets, when they come in Uganda, they are supposed to be distributed because the nets are not a luxury. They are a mechanism to mitigate the effect of malaria. Children may die, pregnant mothers may die, but I don't want to say we are sorry, but all what we have been doing actually is a normal process.
The normal process which has taken almost a
slightly
year.
Longer, yes, because there are some risks which we had not foreseen.
Officials attributed the delay of the net distribution to delays in providing funds for the distribution. UPDF officers are expected to deliver the nets.
You can be waylaid by thugs who can want to steal and smuggle them to another country. So the coming on board by the security agencies was well understood, and of course that meant that we have also to do some extra adjustment to accommodate them. But it is well understood because we have seen nets on the Ugandan market when they come from other governments. So the Ugandan nets should also find their way on other markets in the region.
Only 2 districts have received nets.
The exercise will be done in waves. We shall start with the eastern region, then move to central region, then the western region, and end up in northern region.
Yet another challenge is the recipients in rural backwaters who do not know how to use the mosquito nets.
These mothers are not putting the nets properly at the required time. They just give the children to play, and this young, especially this young one below 5, you know, their immunity is very low.
Some have sold them, some use them in construction of their bathrooms, while others use the nets to trap fish in rivers. Florence Naluyimba, NTV.